You know, that's a great question. I started this podcast in the pandemic. Yeah, I started
Okay.
it April 2020. But,
Wow.
but it was a thought. This is the crazy part. It was a thought back a few years before that, or several years before that. And it's interesting, right? Because I had mentioned one day, I was like, would it be cool to kind of have like this show where people can come to and I was talking to a physician and I was like, wouldn't it be cool to have this show that people can come to and talk about cancer and, you know, you're interacting with them and you can have
Right.
different people on and whatnot. And they were like, oh, so what are you talking about? You're like, you'll be the Oprah of cancer. And then,
Yes.
and I was like, yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just a thought at that moment. It
Yeah.
was just a thought at that moment. And I was like, yeah. And so you fast forward, and I was like, after doing this for over 2 decades, you start to see people, you get to know them, you get to know their
Yeah.
families, and then the treat it's beyond treatment. It's a relationship with the patients, and it's back and forth. And being a social person, I'm doing more than just my job. You come in, okay, hey, you have breast cancer, I'm going to treat that. Hey, you have prostate cancer, I'm going to treat that. And then, hey, bye, bye, bye. No, I've never been that person. I've always been like, learning about you in between the treatments. So, what's going on with you? How's going on? I can look at you and read your mood. Your body language is telling me something. So I'm going, what's going on? It's because it's more. I care about people, right? I care about people, not just as I'm not just doing a job. And so when I realize when the patient goes home and they're thinking, man, are these treatments really working? Am I going to see my family? Am I going to be around to graduate, to see my kids? What's going on? Like, it's those things that I was answering as a radiation therapist day to day, right? And then I decided, like, you know what? I need to do something more. And that's my personality, right? I've
We can
never,
tell.
I never feel that I'm doing enough. And that's good and bad too, Ashley, but that's a whole different subject.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
never feel that you're doing enough. And so I thought, I needed to do more. I needed to do more. What can I do? And this thing came along that I saw was cancer coaching. Cancer coaching, what's that? You know what I mean? And yeah, you helping people through their journey. And I was already kind of doing cancer coaching as a radiation therapist, but you learn more tools along the way. So I took that, right, and that's kind of what led me into to cancer coaching. Cancer coaching led me to, guess what? What can you do to help more in this podcast? Right? Let's get
Yeah.
together. Let's make this thing happen. Let's get some guests on here. Let's talk about it because people are not talking about it.
I
And that's kind of what opened that book. I had an idea, and then I made that idea a reality.